go, 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 shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
OG, a film that is written and directed in 2018 and shot out in 2019 at the end of February, guys, just a few days ago on HBO. So it is an American drama film that is directed by Madeleine Sackler and written by Stephen Belber, guys. If you guys don't know that the main actors in this film are Holbrook, Mare Winningham, and you have, of course, your Jeffrey Wright, and you have your David Patrick Kelly. But I just want you guys to run you back that Jeffrey Wright, which is the main actor in this tale, you may know him from Cadillac Records, Hunger Games, M. Night Shyamalan's film Lady in the Water. So he's pretty much been in some huge successful films, guys. So I just want to say that also in this film, you may have seen it in the trailer on YouTube, that you've seen it on a trailer on maybe in the theater, but in the trailer it pretty much shows that there's a gentleman that's been in prison, incarcerated for around 24 years. As he's going through the works and the motions of the system to try to get out on parole, he comes across a supporting character of a young boy who has pretty much done some bad things himself. He's got put in there with this guy, and he's trying to take him underneath his wing. Jeffrey Wright is. He just sees that he needs some guidance, and he's trying to construct some type of ways and rules to where he can live by to not get himself in so much trouble. And I think that the supporting actress, Tracy, just trying to stay away from the gang like as you see in the trailers, and I think that Jeffrey Wright is just trying to pep him up and give him some type of inspiration to tell him that there is a better life than choosing the things that you're choosing now. There is a future. I don't know, guys. I watched the movie, and I honestly just wasn't impressed in anything in the film whatsoever. There was a few scenes or sequences that I thought with the dialogue that was decent. It had like some type of psychological, philosophical, I'll say, meaning to it. But I just didn't really take this film in much and let it pretty much make an impact on my heart. I didn't think that it was really shot in a way that I thought that it would have been shot a little bit better with like cinematography. It didn't have a really good musical score or a soundtrack. I think having those two is very important when you have a film that's so focused on just the narrow path of just one character. It almost has to be. It kind of motivates you to kind of feel more empathy. It impacts the viewer to feel like you're right beside the person that's in the movie, to kind of see his journey as he progresses and evolves to become a different individual. I just didn't see this with that. I want it to be a lot better film. I do feel that it was somewhat of a dark, realistic, and abstract approach to somewhat capture this natural idea of being locked up in prison. But I will say that during the filming of this, it was really shot in a facility out in Indiana that was a live prison facility. In my past watching prison films like this, I mean, you have Shawshank Redemption with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, which was phenomenal. You have The Green Mile with Tom Hanks. You have the 90s film Lockup with Sylvester Stallone. These are the films that I grew up watching, and I had this really compassionate idea of like people that are in jail, of like getting a second chance, and kind of the areas and the sequences of events that portray to them. But with this film, it's nothing like that. You're not going to get a film like this on this, unfortunately. And I wish that it would have been a film that had brought the spectrum out a little bit different and with this character. I did find myself being appreciative of the outside life, not being locked up. I very much so. This film does do that in certain sequences and areas where you get a little insight and appreciation of being in the outside world, like I said. And I think that the directors were spot on with that one area. I will say that this film does focus on a narrow approach with only showing mainly just one character and the decisions and paths that he chooses. It shows very little with the supporting character in there, or the person he's trying to give some type of moral guidance to. I just didn't see those two really coming to grasp much to kind of connecting enough. You see it in there, I just didn't see it enough for the main focus or turning point of the film. I also want to bring to the attention that I didn't understand, maybe I should watch it again, but I didn't see why they didn't show much background stories of Jeffrey's life, maybe as when he got put in, what crimes that he committed, maybe showing a flashback of him getting older as as he ages in prison, because he had been in there in a span of 24 years. So I know that's a lot of information to throw at the viewer with under 2 hours or hour and a half, but they at least could have shown something to give us some type of insight on, as he's growing as a person in prison, how we should be more sympathetic or empathetic to his character and why we think he should get out. I just didn't buy into that area. I thought it was fairly poorly done in that aspect. And I'm not saying anything negative about Jeffrey Wright, because I'm sure he did his part. I just think that it's probably the directing, possibly. But I wasn't taken in with this film whatsoever. I really looked forward to it. But like I said, it was hard to get a sense of empathy for the character. I will say that Jeffrey Wright has also been in another film that was just put out by Netflix Originals. It wasn't long ago, and it was, I believe the title of it was, let me check this out here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I think it's something on the lines of Into the Dark. It is a Netflix original film that I have not checked out yet, but the film that I'm thinking about that he starred in that I didn't get a chance to watch was Into the Dark. I did, however, take notice and research that in some of the interviews of Jeffrey that he did for this film, he was very passionate of getting this project done, and I think the most important thing is not necessarily so much of maybe how the film turned out, but maybe the motives and agendas that the screenwriters had that they wanted to portray to the viewer. The reasons that motivated them was to get the viewer to understand that there's a lot of people incarcerated, and they're human beings like yourself and I, and they wanted to let the viewers know that those people should not be forgotten about. And if you watch some of the interviews, and I'll put some links in the video below so you guys can check them out if you guys like, but you can kind of get some appreciation of Jeffrey and his passion for the people that are incarcerated, and him to get a little bit of connection with the people on shooting locations with some of those people that actually were doing time. I think that's really amazing that a person like Jeffrey was able to do that and reach out and talk with those individuals that are incarcerated and kind of get some information and a good heart-to-heart feel of those people. So I think that the main focus of these writers and directors in making this film, I guess somewhat, is maybe more important than how the film turned out. So if you get a chance, if you have a loved one that's locked up, if you yourself has been locked up and you kind of feel a little bit empathy for maybe the characters in this person or these people, I commend you to go and check this film out yourself. Watch it by yourself, watch it with a friend. But I personally didn't find it to be anything more than maybe a 2 stars out of 5. So guys, that's my review, and that's my grading score is 2 stars out of 5. And every Monday, guys, from here on out, we're going to have what's called Movie Mania Madness. So Movie Mania Madness will premiere every Monday. If you guys like my reviews on this film, I invite you to come back and watch my channel. I'd love it. So you guys, the links in the belows of the interviews you guys can check out for this film. If you guys don't mind, if you guys liked this review for the film, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. My name is DJ, by the way, and you are watching It's a Firpo Thing on the YouTube experience. And you guys will bring you guys more videos with more reviews for more films. In the meantime, you guys just sit lively. You guys have a great time, and just wait for us to come back and show you guys a great interesting review for another film. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night. I'll see you again later. Bye-bye.
I'll be a freakazoid.